All right, everybody, back with another video. So, like I said, it's always off the top of the head. It's not gonna be improvised and none of that stuff. 'Cause I don't do crap like that. I just go for it. So, this video is A to B and how it's not good enough. So, what I want to talk about is everybody just wants to get from A to B. Now, A to B might be okay if you have a big plan, but when it comes to small plans and stuff, A to B is not good enough. This is why. Because what happens is if you don't have clear goals and clear things you want to do, then unfortunately, you're always going to be A to B. So you ever said, hey man, when I get this check, I'm going to go pay this bill and then I'm going to go entertain myself. And this is what happens. You work your ass off, you put in all these hours and then you get your check and it's not what you expect. So now you're like, well, shit, I guess I could put something on it. I put something on this bill and I still entertain myself. But the problem is, if you have that mentality, you're always going to be putting something on it. It's everything in life, always just putting something on it. You got to basically break out of that mold. So I'll give you some story time for me. So I actually just made a video and I was talking about how I work for this company. And I made pretty decent money, but I just left it behind because it just wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't my purpose in life. And the reality is that, that was like 7 years ago. So if you look forward, I'm making like double that now. That's because, I pretty much told myself I wasn't going to settle for A to B. See, guys or women, whoever watching this video, what you always want to do is you want to have more than one stream of income. A job is cool. I mean, unfortunately, I have a job. I'm working on moving to the next level. But I have other streams of income because these jobs will let you down. So I'm going to take a break. Check it out. Rio de Janeiro. Such a beautiful place. So anyway, what I'm saying is that, it's never enough for one income stream. And like I said, on my other video. So at one point I was actually out of work for, almost a year. And the thing is, it was an experience for me because I learned that, because at the time, I was unemployed. I was actually making more money than I was back in like, I want to say 2005 when I had my first job. Because when I was working in 2005, I worked at a restaurant, a little crappy restaurant. I think I was making like $6 an hour. Of course, back then that was a lot of money to me. But, when I was unemployed that year, 2012, I was making more money then. So it kind of blew my mind. And I started realizing that money is not the thing. It's power and time. And what I mean by that is that the reality is that the reason that people chase money, A to B, is because they want to have more time to do the things they really care about. Sometimes people don't realize that, but that's the truth. You want to create value for yourself so you have more time to do the things you care about. So one thing I started doing is I started waking up early. I might make another video about that. So I usually start my day at about 6 in the morning and I don't end till like 11 at night. Now, sometimes with my job, I work late night shifts, but, luckily enough now, I don't have any late night shifts on my, right now. So I can start early. My day starts playing the stock market, or depending on how early it is, I might take a jog. Sometimes I'll work out, I'll play the stock market. Actually at one point I was doing eBay. I'll make another video about that. But, I always have multiple streams of income because I'm telling you, like, these jobs, this A to B mentality, it never works out in the long run. Because the thing is, you're trading your time for money. And once you start realizing at some point that the one resource that you always have is your time. And how you spend your time is going to determine where you end up. So don't be an A to B person. Well, I would say be more like an A to Z person. So in other words, let's say you start at A and you end up at G. Hypothetically, you still got a long way to go. So don't stop at G. Keep going all the way to Z. You got to keep going. Because the thing is that whatever you think the best you could do, you can always do better. I made a video about that. But anyway, you got to always just keep pushing yourself harder and harder and harder. Yeah, it's going to suck. You're going to be tired all the time. You're probably pissed off. You're going to have a lot of failures. But there's nothing wrong with that. Because the thing is that if you're not failing, you're not succeeding. It's all, every person that that's rich, or any person that's rich, they've had a lot of failures. I can tell you about some of my failures. Well, I'll tell you this real quick. When I started playing the stock market about 5 months ago, I want to say my biggest loss in one day was like $1,700. I had no fucking idea what I was doing. But 3 months, I want to say like 3 weeks later, I made $3,000 in a day. So I'm just saying that, you know, you're gonna have to screw up, fail, fuck up, whatever you want to call it, before you can actually be successful. That's just how it is. There's no rich person that's never lost money. Doesn't happen. Okay, let me show you the beach real quick. See, but stuff like this motivates me. I usually try to go on 1 trip a year. I mean, honestly, once I leave this job, it might be 2 trips a year. But I had to start somewhere. I had to decide what I wanted. I told myself I would not be an A to B person, because A to B for me just does not work. I have to have a long-term goal and a short-term goal. But like I said, I think I made a video about that. I'll check and see if I did, but I will make one if I haven't. So don't be an A to B person. Don't waste your time thinking about what you could do. Make a plan, stick to it. Even if you're pissed off and say, you know, maybe, you know, you got fired, you know, hell, maybe your girl left you, whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. Just stick to the goddamn plan and go for it. Because the thing is that if you believe in yourself, it will work out. It's just, it may not work out right away. You know, actually, I follow this other guy on YouTube. His name's Corey Wayne. One thing he says is God's delay is not God's denial, which is very, very true. There's been a lot of times where I thought some shit wasn't going to work out, and it didn't work out, but just not right away. It may have taken months, sometimes years. Maybe I'll make a story about that or a video. But don't be an A to B person. Because you see this beautiful view, all this stuff, look at the city behind me. Like I said, anybody can come here. You know, actually, I was going to say that this trip it wasn't as expensive as I thought it was. But the point is that anybody can come here and visit and do all this stuff. It's very, very different in other countries. You know, I mean, I don't know if you're viewing this country from America or whatever, but, you know, I've been quite a few places, and I will tell you that everybody is always trying to do better, okay, anywhere you go in the world. So never settle for just, you know, hey, A to B, because A to B is going to be your life. So I would say, if you got to stop, do an A to G, you know, take a sidetrack, maybe fall back to F, you know, but you got to keep going to Z. And guess what? When you get to Z, you start all over, get a new project. Always keep yourself busy. So start early, end late. That's all I got to say. Peace.